I love losing your mind to music. I love to crank it up loud and let that just come out how you would shoot it. Turn that camera on.
Video Killed the Radio Star takes you behind the lens of the most iconic videos ever created. It was the directors that called the shots, and their work could make you or break you. This episode features the work of maverick director Wayne Isham.
You know what? Until I met Wayne, I hated making videos. And that's the God's honest truth. Wayne, yeah!
This is Wayne Isham. This is the pinnacle.
I'm just naturally blurry, so if you try to focus on me, I'll just always be out of focus.
He's got this incredible spirit.
He was just like a ball of fire moving about, you know, it's just so much energy.
I saw a video that blew my mind when I was in college. It was Ashes to Ashes, and I saw that video and went, oh my God, like, what is that? I want to do that, and I'll do anything I can to do that. I'll drive, I'll sweep floors, you know. No, but I'll do anything.
Well, I'm gonna come right out and say it. Wayne is a true rock and roller.
You could just see that this was a guy who sort of, when you were part of the ride, you know, it went to another level, went to 11.
Wayne Isham could have been in Motley Crue or Skid Row or Bon Jovi. He kind of was. I mean, without him, we wouldn't have been the bands that we became.
Before Enter Sandman, they had done a video called One, and they talked to me about it, and I couldn't do it because I love their music so much. So when Enter Sandman came out, it was like, okay, I'm ready.
You know, with a lot of guys that you would meet in the business and so on, it was always, you know, they were somebody else. They were part of something else. But with Wayne, you always felt like it was all of us together. I mean, I've made some great videos with some other people, but I don't necessarily think I've ever had a beer with them or sat down and, like, you know, had a night or talked about your family or talked about fucking whatever it is that you'd sit and talk about, and kind of, it's all part of getting to know each other. Do you know what I mean? And that was always there with Wayne. That was a big part of it, was the friendship. We were mixing the Black Album down at A&M in Hollywood in the summer of '91. I remember he came down and we sat in a room not much bigger than this one, and we basically riffed on what are your worst nightmares? What are the recurring images in your dreams?
What do you like? What's your dream? What's your nightmare? What's your nightmare? What's your nightmare?
And we came up with, you know, swimming pools and falling off buildings and, you know, trucks and all this type of stuff. He shot it actually on one of the sound stages at A&M. I think each of us were in there a couple hours. We did it all individually. It was dark, and I think most of us had our shirts off. It was back when we could take our shirts off and not embarrass ourselves. If it was anything, it was better than I expected. I thought there were a lot of very cool sequences, but I was unsure about the snake crawling on the kid's face. I thought that the MTV censors were going to have a field day with that, but lo and behold, I was wrong, and it premiered on this was back when, like, your video premiered on MTV, you'd actually watch it. It's like, come here, come on, hurry up, 7 o'clock. You know, now world premiere. Ooh, look, we're on MTV. I think certainly one can argue that the golden era of videos has maybe passed. Back then, because videos made a difference, there was more money available for videos. So record companies would write $1 million checks for videos. They don't do that anymore. It's that simple.